Orleans, 1919. A city pulsing with music, flavor, and fear. By day, jazz clubs brimmed. By night, a masked killer stalked the streets. He broke into homes, grabbed axes, and slaughtered sleeping families. At least 6 dead, 17 injured, and no one knew who he was. Nobody even knew why, until he sent a letter that changed everything. It began in May 1918, when Joseph and Catherine Maggio, Italian grocers, were found dead, their own axe used against them. Their bodies were drenched in blood. For months, the killings continued, targeting mostly Italian-American families. Houses were entered through small panels chiseled above doors, and the Axeman would wake sleeping victims to butcher them in bed. Valuables weren't stolen. Loot wasn't the motive. It was fear. Survivors described a silent killer in work clothes, no mask, no roar, just brutality in the dead of night. How do you end a spree like that? No ransom notes, no demands, just bodies. Gossip ran wild. Mafia hit. Racial hate. A sick serial killer. Theories spiraled. City leaders urged calm, but no one felt safe. Even the police were baffled. And then, on March 13th, 1919, the Times-Picayune received a bombshell. Esteemed mortal of New Orleans, I am not a human being, but a spirit and a demon, the Axeman. At 12:15 next Tuesday night, I am going to pass over New Orleans. I am very fond of jazz music. Every person shall be spared in whose house a jazz band is in full swing at that time. A killer offering mercy to jazz. No gun, no bribery, just music. The city's reaction was surreal. House parties surged. Jazz clubs swelled. Every corner whispered, "Play that music if you want to live." Did they believe it? Hard to say. But on March 19th, at 12:15 a.m., jazz filled the night, and the Axeman didn't strike. Not a soul murdered, not a soul even attacked. He kept his promise. Was he a killer or the world's cruelest DJ? Historians now question if the letter was truly from him or a publicity stunt by someone else. Like local jazz musician Joseph Davila, who released a song titled "The Axeman's Jazz Don't Scare Me, Papa," and made money from it. Some claim it was a spoof on public paranoia. Others think only the real killer would have dared. Either way, it launched a citywide jazz revival and likely saved lives. Police suspicion fell on the mafia or black hand extortion, but the killer killed children, which mobsters typically avoided. A sexual sadist, a man who hated immigrant grocers, a random deranged soul. No suspect ever faced trial. No murder weapon was found. The horrifying axe attacks simply stopped in October 1919, and the killer vanished, never identified. But here's the twist. Whatever the letter's origin, that night, New Orleans came together. Jazz became the town's shield. "We'll play our music through the night," they said, and they did. Tens of thousands jammed into clubs, homes, halls. They defied fear with rhythm transforming dread into defiance. No guns, no barricades, just horns and drums. And the Axeman, real or stunt, never killed again that night. Today, the Axeman is legend, still unsolved. We don't know his identity or his motive, but we do know this. In one of America's strangest crime stories, the weapon became the answer. He told them how to survive. They obeyed, and for one night, music triumphed over murder. "The laws of fear," said Hyde. the laws of jazz play louder. May your city build shields of music until your final act isn't fear. If this story gave you chills, like, share, and subscribe, and hit the bell for the next unbelievable tale.